this is the video for you. Why do you ask? Because we're going to be talking about three major mistakes that everybody makes when creating their first Fire Emblem character. And I'll be honest, I've made these mistakes with my own characters. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be showing you my mistakes and showing you exactly what not to do. So if you could do me a favor and click the thumbs up down below, it's the simplest, smallest things you could do, and I appreciate it immensely. But with that, let's get right into the video. Now, I don't know about your brain, but my brain loves to hyperfixate on the things that I enjoy. I love to learn as much as I can, and acting happens to be one of those things, acting and character development. So I am an absolute supercomputer when it comes to developing these, formulas for you guys. And the first thing I notice in everybody's character development, everybody's character build, is forgetting traits. What do I mean by that? Everybody's human. Everybody has positive traits and negative traits. Make a list of those positive and negative traits out on Google Doc. Think about why those traits might coexist. And be content with contradictions so long as they feed off of each other. Like, for example, if your character is a narcissist, do they lie to feed their narcissism? Things of that nature. I'm doing this for a character actively who is going to be coming to the channel, and it's working out really well for giving my characters depth, and it makes me think about them in a new way that takes them outside of the span of I am Bob, I have job, I make burgers, this is what I do. So it's really good for getting you out of that frame of mindset and really humanizing your characters. Now, moving on to traits that I've done with my own characters, Collins is a big example of this. Her major traits are she has a temper, she's a drunk, depending upon the circumstances in her life, but she can be a drunk. She's thoughtful, she's very thoughtful, sweet, caring. She has ADHD, which is what I believe that I have, probably. And, that informs her view of the world, the autism ADHD combo. And she is a mega nerd, just like myself. Now, mistake number 2, this is numero dos. This is the second thing that I see everybody fail to do. What they'll do is, and a prime example of this is if you go back in my videos and go to SAF, and you watch my videos from when I was in the fire department, people would get on and just basically stand around in the circle of BS talking about whatever they did that day in character. Well, you want your character to have a backstory. You want your character to not just be you. Don't monologue your character's backstory like a Disney villain. Not every piece of their past needs to be on screen, but as long as you can show it and give the people some idea of their roots in the way that they interact with everybody, it'll be solid. But you don't have to sit around like Dr. Doofenshmirtz and monologue your entire sad backstory. Another thing that I've noticed is your character doesn't have to be from another country to have depth. Furthermore, your character doesn't need to be from another country to have an accent. You really don't need to have an accent for your character at all if they're an immigrant or from another country, because honestly, over time, that accent is going to start to fade. I mean, as fake as it is,
I'm so dummy thick.
Listen to Rachel's accent over the years. Hanging out with us, in the US, it's become more and more Americanized, and you can hear it with time. So factor that in when you're working with accents and characters from other countries. Moving right along, we have mistake number 3. Now, this is the biggest one you can possibly do because it gives so much depth to your character with so little effort. I'm talking about goals. Your character needs to have goals. Everybody in life has goals. Think about you sitting here watching this video. Let's say you're in your late teens, early 20s. What do you want to do in life? You're probably trying to figure that out, aren't you? But generally speaking, you have some idea of the type of life you want to be able to live in a few years. And you are trying to find the best route to that. Think about that, but from your character's perspective. Now, Another way to look at it this is basically what is their life goal? What will achieving this goal cause them to do? Now, what do I mean by that? What will achieve, like, if you reach the pinnacle of everything you want in life, what are you gonna do? You're gonna start to spiral a little bit, aren't you? Think about stuff like that. Do they chase after money, or do they chase after meaning in their life? Like, is money the primary source of their meaning? Will they do bad things to try and fill that void? For Collins, it was becoming a fire lieutenant and leaving her mark on SAF, or SAFR, excuse me, in SAF. Getting married was also a big one. I don't know what I'm going to do with that now, because Civic was the one who played her probably presumptive fiance at the time, and well, it seems like that's not going to happen, and I don't know anybody else who I could possibly find to potentially try and roleplay chemistry like that. She's currently trying to escape the craziness of San Andreas. She's living out of an RV more than she is living out of her house. The house is more so the kids. The house is Brooklyn's house more than anything, and she kind of just tends to go around the state and around the country, even off screen, just in her RV doing a podcast. She's off in the woods. She's away from everybody else. She might dip into the heart of the city to go and get feedback or talk to different people, but at the end of the day, she just wants to be left alone and have her peace in her retirement. But yeah, those are the 3 main things you want to consider factoring in for your next character build. We've got mistake 1, forgetting to have traits, mistake 2, backstory, and mistake 3, having goals. If you can combine all of this up and you can create this in a nice gumbo of character development goodness, your characters will be sprung to life in no time. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a comment down below. What are your goals for your character? What do you want to do? What do you want to develop? And just post something creative in the comment section. Be sure to give the video a like. I love you guys. Remember to game on. It's okay to be yourself. I'm out of here. Goodbye.